Lucy's Lost in the Everglades, written by Deana Charcalla, illustrated by Brad Walker, edited by Laura Thornsbury, design and layout by Samantha Milan. This book is dedicated to Joseph Walker and all the children fascinated by reptiles, especially the green tree python. The Raging River. Lucy's journey was long. She curled herself into a ball and listened to the sound of rain outside as it bounced off the lid of her container. Then there was a big crash. Whoa, what was that? Lucy thought, and before she knew it, she was falling through space. She landed with a splash, and her lid popped open. She looked out of the top. She was now floating in a raging river with water all around her and was so frightened. She was so frightened that she balled up in the bottom of her little cup. "Where am I going?" Lucy cried. Throughout the night, she floated, swishing back and forth, not knowing where she was. Lucy worried about what would happen to her. She curled herself up into a ball and let her eyes close as she rocked in her little container. Landfall. The next morning, the light was so bright. The sun was very warm. Lucy opened her eyes. She finally landed on shore. She peeked her head out of her container and saw a giant alligator laying beside her. Oh my. The big old gator. The alligator's eyes opened, and he saw a tiny bright green snake with beautiful blue eyes. With a flick of Lucy's tongue, she could smell and taste him. With some concern, she raced back down to the safety of her container. She curled into a tight ball. Then Lucy noticed a giant eyeball looking at her. "Well there, little feller, what's your name? How did you get here to these parts?" the big old gator said in a country accent. Lucy relaxed and poked her head out to look at the giant eyeball talking to her. Quietly she said, "My name is Lucy, and I don't know how I got here." "Well," said the gator, "it's nice to meet you, little Lucy. My name is Old Joe Irwin, and you're here in the Everglades of Florida. What kind of snake are you anyways? I've never seen one so bright green like you before." "I'm a green tree python. My scientific name is Morelia viridis. Snakes like me come from New Guinea, Indonesia, and Australia." "Well then, you don't belong here in our Everglades. You need to get on out of here and find some way back home." "You're right, Old Joe Irwin. Oh, my fish scales and toothpicks, I gotta go. Thank you so much. I will go and try to find my way back home." "Do you mean toothpicks?" "Yes, that's what I said. Toothpicks. Toothpicks. Nice to meet you." She hissed and she slithered back into the woods. Addie the roseate spoonbill bird. The sun came up over the swamps in the Everglades. Lucy looked out to a sea of pink and white birds coming to land in the water. They had yellow heads, red eyes, and their bills looked like long spoons. The birds were darting around saying, "Ah, la, 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 ah, la, la, la." Lucy laughed at them because they sounded like they were singing. She stopped to watch and wondered how she would be able to find Addie, since all the birds looked the same. "Excuse me, can you help me find Addie, please?" "Oh, that way, go that way. Ah, la, la, la," they said as Lucy kept swimming through the water. Lucy saw one spoonbill bird standing alone on a big rock. She went up to the bird and said, "Excuse me, are you Addie?" Addie moved her head very quickly. "Ah, yes, la, la, la. I'm Addie." "I was told by Cora the manatee to find you. She said you could help me find my way home. Addie jumped. Ah, sure, come with me and I will show you. Lucy watched as Addie took off over the water. She chased her, crisscrossing through the trees and other spoonbill birds. Finally, she stopped, and Lucy caught up with her. Well, here you are. It's a snake home, said Addie. Lucy saw some corn snakes sunning in the moonlight light. Oh, Addie, I'm sorry. I need to find where the people are. I don't belong here in the Everglades. Oh, la, la, la. Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Addie said. I'm so sorry you left so fast. I didn't have time to tell you to find the people. Ah, la, la, la. It's a long trip, but I will take you to find Jacob, the southern leopard frog. The end. To read the entire book, please feel free to purchase from DeanaBean.com or on Amazon. Thank you so much for joining me for story time. I hope you will join me again, your fairy godmother, Miss Kitty. Ciao.